betul. Dah. Dah. Hey guys, good morning. A great Sunday morning to you, and in today's live unboxing show, we'll be starting in a couple of minutes time. We're just setting up to make sure that everything is okay, and we are looking good. It's a bright Sunday morning. Hello guys, okay, thanks for joining in today's Rodalink live unboxing show. We are supposed to be reviewing two bikes, which is the Lombard 1 and the Gestalt 2, but we felt that it would be injustice to just review two bikes and leaving out the Nicasio, because in the range of in the Marin range of drop bar gravel bike, we felt that the Nicasio was a bike that's worth to be in this review as well. Yeah, that's worth to be included as well, because since we have the Lombard, we have the Gestalt, and it will be injustice to leave out the Nicasio. So we are including the Nicasio into this review as well. So for today, we will have the Lombard 1, we will have the Gestalt 2, and as well as the Nicasio 2 to review to you guys. So it will be starting in a shortly. Which one should we start first? And by the way, we are almost coming to an end of 2021. And I would like to thank all of you viewers for your support and for joining in this unboxing show, and also for waking up so early to join us in this show and watching the show. Yeah. So without much further ado, let's start out on. We'll probably start out on the Lombard 1. So guys, this is the Lombard 1. We have the Gestalt 2 here, and we have the Nicasio 2 here. And in case if you're wondering, okay, why is there a need for three different kind of drop bar gravel bikes? Yeah. So let me start a brief introduction. The Lombard, this is alloy frame. The Lombard and the Gestalt comes with alloy frame, whereas the Nicasio is a series that comes with a steel frame. Yeah. So you get an option of two aluminium models and one model that comes with a steel frame. So there's an option for two aluminium frames, a steel frame, in the range of a Marin drop bar gravel series. So without much further ado, let's look at the Lombard 1, because the Lombard 1 is considered like an entry-level model for the drop bar gravel, whereas the Gestalt 2 and the Nicasio 2 is the upgraded models with better parts and better specifications. And it's got carbon fiber forks on those two bikes. But before we go further into the bikes, let's have a closer look on the Lombard 1. So this is the Lombard 1. For the Lombard 1, the wheels are 700C. As you know, most gravel bikes, they either come with the option of 700C wheels, and in some instances you get 650B. But for the Marin range of drop bar gravel bikes, they are all equipped with the 700C wheels for the Lombard, for the Gestalt, and also the Nicasio. So on this, you're getting this is alloy frame with the alloy fork. Components are the Shimano Sora. So the setup is a 2x9. It's powered by the Shimano Sora, and on the wheels, this is 700 by 40C. So on the 40C tires, it gives you an option to actually go on a variety of riding conditions, be it for urban commuting, if it's for like taking on the gravel tracks, and also for like pavement and park connectors. So this is a 2x9 setup. Brakes are mechanical disc. So and if we take a closer look on the frame, these guys, The cables are internally routed. So you have for the cable that goes to the back, the rear brakes, the gear shifters, and the front derailleurs. The cables for the front derailleurs is internally routed. It goes into down tube, and it goes hidden and you only see a little bit of cable here for the rear derailleur and the brake calipers. As mentioned, this is a 2x9. So mostly it's got Sora parts, Sora front derailleur, rear derailleur, the cassette as well. And what we are looking at, this is a size 54. And don't be mistaken, because if you look at the size 54, it doesn't necessarily mean for most manufacturers, when they list the size as a 54 cm, usually it's related to the seat tube. But this is a little bit different. Let me show you the measurement. I'll get my colleague to hand me down the measuring tape here. Just bear with me for a while. Meanwhile, let's take a closer look at the bike. So guys, I will show you how you actually measure the frame size. So if you're measuring the seat tube, usually it's measured from the center of the bottom bracket, which is here, up to the top of the top tube. Yeah. So for this 54, it measures from the center of the bottom bracket to the top of the seat clamp. Measures 54 there. But and the other important measurement to take note is the measurement of the head tube. So if you're measuring the head tube, you'll take it from the center of the seat post, put it in a straight line to the center of the head tube. So this measures a 56. So this 54, guys, it relates to the seat tube, and it has a effective top tube of 56 cm. So this will be ideal for someone who's about 175 upwards. And I'm 171, so you can see this is a little bit too big for me. So this is a Lombard one. This is a great entry-level gravel bike. And this is retailing for, let me check, yeah.
So this is what model? Which year model?
This is a 2021, and it's also being pushed forward into 2022. This is a Marin Lombard one.
So actually it's a grey colour, something like that. It's not silver.
So this guys, this retails at $11.99 for the Lombard one. On the Lombard one, forgot to mention the wheels are quick release, front and back, so you can easily take the wheels off if you have to put it into a car. You don't need the tools, and let's flip it over to the other side so that we can see what's on the other side. Yeah. So brakes are Texel mechanical disc brakes. It's got the wavy rotors for a better braking performance. And it's also, if you notice guys, it's also got this grommets here. And this grommets actually means that you can actually install the dropper post to the Marin Lombard. So the Marin Lombard, it has grommets, and it has the routing that you can actually upgrade to add on a dropper post for the bike. And if you look at the bike closely, it's got the eyelets as well to mount a rear rack and also a front rack. So this will double up as you can actually install front and rear rack. So this bike can actually double up as a touring bike as well, because it's got eyelets ready for rear rack and also eyelets for mudguards, as you can see on the front as well. So guys, if you're looking for entry-level drop bar gravel bike, this will make an excellent choice. This is the Lombard one, and let's move on to the other bikes. And here we have the Gestalt 2. And in case if you're wondering, why is there a need for two different series of aluminium drop bar gravel bikes? It's because that if we look at the gas stop, as opposed to the Lombard, the gas stop has a taller head tube. So that means with a taller head tube, we have the handlebars slightly higher as compared to the Lombard. So if you're putting it side by side, you can see that the handlebars on the gas stop is higher because it has a taller head tube as compared to the Lombard. And if you look at the frame, it has a slightly sloping geometry. And this is a 54 as well, but it has a sloping geometry. And on these guys, on this gas stop too, because this is a gas stop too, so the components are upgraded. It comes equipped with the Shimano Tiaga, so it's a 2x10 setup, consisting of mostly of Shimano Tiaga parts. So you get the Tiaga shifters, the front derailleur, rear derailleur, the cassette, and this is on the brakes. What's stopping you is that you got this is a Tektro mechanical disc brakes as well, but this is a little bit different. Because this one, guys, this is a twin piston Tektro mechanical calipers. So as you know, mostly on the caliper, one side is static. It's only one side that's moving. But on this caliper, it's different because both brake pads, they'll be clamping the disc rotor to give you a better stopping power. So you got better brakes on the gas stop too, with a geometry that's slightly tuned for comfort. And on the gas stop too, it comes equipped with a carbon fiber fork. So you get carbon fiber fork. It also has the eyelets to mount a front leg, and also eyelets to mount fenders. Eyelets on the back as well, to equip a rear rack. And as you can see, this is a lightweight alloy. Cables are internally routed as well on the gas stop too. But what's missing on the gas stop too is that it doesn't have the grommets or the routing for a dropper post. So this is not exactly dropper post ready because it doesn't have the routing and the eyelets or the grommets for the dropper post. So this is the gas stop too. Wheels are 700C. It comes equipped with a slightly slimmer tires, and on this we have the WTB exposure. So this is a 700 by 32. And in case if you're wondering, like what are the pros and cons between the narrow tires and the wider tires? Basically, the narrow tires, it gives you better speed. So when you get better speed, you can do better distance. With the narrow tires, you use less effort to ride because it rolls a little bit faster. It's easier to get up to speed on the slimmer tires. But with the wider tires, it actually gives you the opportunity to actually explore a variety of riding conditions more comfortably with the wider tires. That's like the one on the Lombard versus the one on the gas stop. So this is 700 by 32. And to note on the gas stop too, because this is like an upgrade from the Lombard one. So on the wheels, it's a 15mm through axle on the front, and you can see how slick that is because it's without you don't have the levers or anything that's So it's nice and slick. It's got a 12mm through 15mm through axle on the front, and on the rear it's through axle as well. Let me flip this over so that you can see it from the other side. So this is a 12mm through axle on the rear as well, and as you can see, it's got a nice, really nice slim sit stay. So this is 54, and how this actually measures is, let's see. Same way, you measure it from the top of the clamp. Yeah. So these guys, on the gas stop, the measurement's a little bit different because because it's a sloping geometry. Yeah. if you measure it, literally if you measure it from the top of the clamp to the center of the bottom bracket, you're only getting a 51.5. Because this is a sloping geometry, so the 54 actually relates to the top tube. So if you're measuring the top tube, and there's two ways to measuring the top tube. So if you're reading the geometry charts, be careful to see if the measurement is effective measurement or it's a direct measurement of the top tube. So direct measurement, it will measure the top tube literally like that. But most brand manufacturers, if they are putting up their geometries on the website, it's usually an effective measurement. So effective measurement, you put it in a straight line like that. Take it from the center of the seat post to the center of the head tube. So this measures a 54 on the effective top tube. And this is how usually brand manufacturers, they actually measure their frame for the top tube measurement. So you don't measure it like this, but instead you measure it in a straight line this way. Yeah, so this measures a 54. So on the gas top, it's a little bit different. The measurement actually relates to the top tube and not the seat tube. Because this is a sloping geometry. So a sloping geometry, the measurement usually relates to the top tube. So this is the difference, guys, between for the measurement between the Lombard and the gas top tool. And once again, let's look at the two bikes. And the question is that if you're looking for something that's tuned for comfort, something that puts you in a more upright riding posture, I would suggest the gas top. And it's got better components as well, and it's got the carbon fiber front fork. And if you're doubting what's the benefit of a carbon fiber front fork, is that it acts like a shock absorber. So carbon fiber, as a material, they're better in shock absorption, they're better in absorbing vibrations and things like that. So you know when you are rolling down the curb or the sidewalk, it helps to absorb the vibration better, so you don't feel it. Gives you a more comfortable, a more smoother ride with the carbon fork. And besides being lighter and aesthetically better looking as well. But if you're looking for something that offers a slightly more aggressive riding posture, you can go for the Lombard because it has a shorter head tube. And if you look at it, the geometry is almost comparable, or it's almost the same as a road bike geometry. So it's a gravel bike, but with a geometry that's aggressive, just like a road bike, because of the lower top tube. The Lombard makes a popular entry-level selection for the drop bar gravel bike, but if you're looking for something with better parts, something that's more comfortable, I would suggest going for the gas top too. For the taller head tube and for the carbon fiber fork and better parts, which will give you a better riding experience. Just take note on the measurement, as I mentioned earlier, between the Lombard and the gas top. And today we are supposed to be reviewing these two bikes, but as I mentioned earlier, I felt that it will be injustice to leave out the Nicasio, because the Nicasio is a great bike as well, and it's one of our popular drop bar gravel bikes. So why do two when you can do three? So, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, what's the price on this? This, guys, the gas top 2 is retailing for $1,799, or to make it sound cheaper, $1,799. Yeah, so this is $1,799, $1,199. So if you're looking at the price difference, that's a price difference of $600. But for $600, it gets you a carbon fiber fork, a more comfortable geometry, and you get the better parts with the 2x10 Shimano Tiagra setup. And it's got 2 axles on the front and rear as well. And you get a lighter bike. And it's better looking. So guys, this is the gas top too. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, better brakes as well with the dual piston tactile calipers. And here we have the Nicasio 2, guys. So the Nicasio 2 is a series that's a little bit different from the gas top and the Lombard because it uses a chromoly steel. Oh, that's so audible. Okay, this is chromoly steel. It's got the carbon fiber fork as well, similar to the one on the gas top. But the carbon fiber fork, it offers better flexibility if you're mounting a front rack because it's got 3 different eyelets. And take note, guys, these eyelets, you can use them to mount a front rack, and you can actually install, because the way they design it, the gap between the holes, you can install a bottle cage on this as well. So you have bottle cage mounts here on the seat tube, and you can install the bottle cage here as well. Similar on the other side, you've got 3 holes on the other side also. Yeah, so this is to mount a rack, a bottle holder, a pump, or anything of that sort. Yeah. So this is a little bit different from the gas top and the Lombard because on the front fork they have 3 eyelets on each side. It's true axle as well for both front and rear. The 15 mm and the 12 mm. This is the Nicasio. It has the Shimano Tiagra as well. So it's a 2x10 Shimano Tiagra consisting of mostly Tiagra parts like the shifters, the derailleurs are Shimano Tiagra. But on the Nicasio it's a little bit different because the cables they are not internally routed. Cables on the outside, because for steel it's designed to be like more of a traditional kind of design, so you don't have the cables on the inside, and also because of the smaller size tubes that's being used to build the bike. So the cables on the outside. Components is the Shimano Tiagra 2x10. It's got eyelets as well on the rear to mount the rear rack. Wheel size is 700C, and this comes with the Schwalbe tires, the Schwalbe Riddler. This is a 700 by 37, and if you notice, the tires are a little bit different as compared to the Lombard and the gas top. It's got a little bit of tread on the tires, so this will offer you a better grip if you are doing like a little bit of off-road or on the gravel tracks. These tire treads will give you better grip. And the other difference that makes the Nicasio that we so badly want to have it in this unboxing show is that for the Nicasio 2, brakes are hydraulic discs. And this, guys, this is a Tiagra hydraulic disc. So mostly you have Tiagra parts, you have Tiagra shifter, derailleurs are Tiagra, and as a bonus, you get the Tiagra hydraulic disc brakes as well. So what's stopping you on this bike is hydraulic brakes with 140 on the front and 140 on the rear as well. Sure, not 140. Sorry guys, it's 160, yeah. So it's got better stopping power. You have 160 rotors on the front and rear. You got the hydraulic disc brakes. This is a steel frame. And it comes with the carbon fiber front fork. Tire treads are semi-off-road. True axle front and rear. And it's a little bit special for the front fork. The 3 eyelets, as I mentioned earlier. So this, if you are into steel bikes, this is a bike for you. And how much is this? This is $21.99, guys. Yeah. So we have the Lombard one that's going for $11.99. The gas top 2, this is $17.99. And the Nicasio 2, this is $21.99. So $21.99 as opposed to the gas top. The upgrades you get is that you get the Tiagra hydraulic disc. And this is different from the other two because this is a chromoly steel. And what we're going to do now is we're going to check out how much this bike actually weigh on the scale. But meanwhile, let's have a closer look at the three bikes. My colleague Imran will bring you on a tour of the three bikes to take a closer look at them. Once again, I'll get out of the frame.
Okay. Okay.
Okay guys, it's a coincidence that for all three bikes that we have today, they're all 54 cm. I've showed to you guys the measurement for the Gestalt and the Lombard. So this is a 54 cm as well, and as you can see, the Nicasio, it shares a little bit of similarity as compared to the Gestalt. It has a taller head tube. It has a geometry that's tuned for comfort, because if you look at it, it has a sloping geometry. So this is labeled as a 54. So 54 is difficult to measure from here because as you can see, we don't have the hole here. So we're going to flip it over to the other side, where we can measure it more accurately. So if it's a seat tube measurement, remember guys, take it from the center of the clamps or the bottom bracket up to the top of the clamp. So as you can see, the Gestalt and the Nicasio, it measures similarly, because this is a 54, but if you literally measure the seat tube up to the top of the clamp, this is a 51. Yeah. So the measurement 54 for the Gestalt and the Nicasio, it actually relates to the top tube. And top tube guys, remember, it doesn't measure like that. You have to measure it in a straight line. And let me take my fingers away. Yeah. So this is a 54, as you can see here. Center of the head tube to the center of the seat post in a straight line. So take note that this measurement is a measurement of the top tube. So the 54, if you're about my build, and 171, maybe 172. So this would be a decent size for me. It's just that the seat's a little bit low. Yeah. So the 54 on the Gestalt and the Nicasio, it fits for a height of between 1.69 up to a height of 1.75. Yeah. And how you normally measure the seat height is that when the pedal is at the lowest point, and you put your ball of the feet, this bone structure here on the center of the pedal, you should have a slight bend on your knees, so that when you put your heel on the pedals, your legs should be in a straight line. But as you can see, I'm bending a little bit, so the seat, it has to be set a little bit higher. So that's how you measure the seat height. And I've got my scale here. As we know, steel is heavier. Steel is usually heavier, but the question is, what's the actual advantage on a steel frame versus an alloy frame, and what do you actually get? Yeah. So on the steel frame, it's a little bit heavier as compared to alloy. Alloy frames are usually much lighter, and alloy frames are much stiffer in a way. Because stiffer is because that they have these huge oversized tubes on the frame as compared to the more tiny tubes on the steel frame. But steel offers better comfort because steel as a material is better in shock absorption. It's able to absorb vibrations and shocks better as compared to aluminium. Whereas aluminium will give you the ride will be much more rigid, it will be stiffer and less shock absorbing. whereas steel frame will give you a more comfortable ride because it's able to absorb shocks and vibrations better. But on the downside is that it's a little bit heavier, and I'm just guessing that how much this will weigh. This is probably 13 kilograms. So I have my, I have my strong body here. It's got better build than me, so it's gonna roll the scale for me, and you're going to see how much it weighs here. It's a be on the seat, right? Okay. Look at the strong hands. Okay, this is actually much lighter than initially thought. Yeah, it felt like 13 kilograms, but this is actually, I would say 11.7.
Yep.
Yeah, 11.7 kilograms. So the Nicasio 2, this is at 11.7 kilograms, and we're looking at the size 54 here. And then we have the Gestalt 2. This is the one with the alloy frame and the carbon fork. This should be a little bit lighter. Let's see how much this actually weighs. No, 10.48. This is like 1,300 grams lighter as compared to the Nicasio. Whereas they are both using the same carbon fork. It's got similar parts with the Shimano Tiaga, but this is the mechanical disc brakes. So this is a bit lighter as compared to the Nicasio. There's a weight saving of 1.3 kilograms and dollar saving of how much? It's $21.99, $17.99, $400, yeah. So on the Gestalt, you save $400, but you get the mechanical disc brakes and you get a bike that's lighter by 1.3 kilograms. So if you're looking for something that's lightweight, go for the Gestalt. It's lightweight and it's comfortable because of the comfort tune geometry. And now let's look at the entry level, the Lombard. Okay, this feels like 13 kilograms. I may be wrong, but let's see how much it actually weighs. Hey, steady. Okay, that's at 12.1 kilogram. Yeah, so it's 12.1. So that's the Lombard one. It's actually surprising that because the Lombard one, this is alloy as well, as compared to the Gestalt, but the Gestalt's much lighter. But in case you guys are wondering where the extra weight is coming all around on the Lombard 2, is because the Lombard 2, guys, this is 12.1 versus 10.4 on the Gestalt 2. So that's a weight difference of, my maths is bad. How much is it, Ikhlas? 12.1?
1.7.
Huh? 1.7. So it's 1.7 kilograms more than the Gestalt 2, but where all that weight is coming from is because this has the alloy fork and it's got the wider tires. So the disadvantage of the alloy fork is that it adds a little bit more weight on the bike, and the wider tires also adds a little bit more weight. And with the alloy fork as compared to the carbon fiber forks, they're not so effective in absorbing vibration. So when you hit a bump or when you're coming off the curb, you can feel the vibration is much more felt throughout the alloy fork as compared to the carbon fork. I'm just exaggerating now. Yeah. So guys, this is the 3 bikes that we are reviewing today. I hope that this has been informational. I hope that the show today has been informational. It has been informative, so that you guys have get a little bit of knowledge from the show, and you understand a little bit more about the bikes. And before we wrap up the show, We are just going to go through the bikes one more round again. And with that, my colleague Imran will be going through the bike one more round again.
So for this one is the Nicasio 2. It's cool. Okay, this one gas start 1. Gas start 2. Gas start 2, sorry. And then last but not least is a Lombard 1. Okay. All these three is available in East Coast store.
So guys, if you are interested in coming by to have a closer look, to have a closer look, to look at the bikes in person, these 3 bikes, they are available in our East Coast store, in our upper East Coast store. And once again, the Lombard, this is priced at $11.99, $17.99 for the Gas Top 2, and $21.99 for the Nicasio 2. We hope that you had a great time watching the show, and we hope that it has been informative for you. And we hope to see you again next year.
Happy New Year.
So if you do have any suggestions or input for what you would like us to review on the next Rodalink unboxing live show, do leave us a comment or write to us, drop us an email. Yeah, and we see you again. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Okay.